Okay, we recorded now. So I got with me today a young man I'm very excited about having on this podcast. I don't know, Mark, if I told you this, it's extremely new. You're probably about the fourth or fifth interview, right?
All right.
All right. So this gentleman right here, his name is Mark Racy, right? And here in Shreveport, and I don't know where else, but I know here in Shreveport, he's well known. I deal with a lot of bankers. That's part of what I do. And I haven't spoken to a banker or a realtor who didn't know you, right? But I know, man, God, I'm just thinking about some other stuff you was involved in. I really can't wait till you get into this story now that I thought about it, because dump trucks just came to my mind, right?
Yeah, we did dump trucks.
I forgot about that, right? So you have a long history as far as an entrepreneur, right? And I'm pretty sure you're not, we're close to my age. So I would assume you haven't even gotten to what we would consider that age where, you just got it flowing. Like at a certain age, man, it was just flowing for me. And I wasn't really hustling as hard no more. I noticed that. I kind of believe you still got that hustle in you. You know what I'm saying?
49. How old are you, Lewis?
58.
Okay, I'm 49. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because I want to say 50, but I didn't want to, because some people don't want people to know that, right? So when I hit 50, and it was just, I was in a flow state, and just the last couple of years, I've been kind of just drifting, just making money off of investments or making a living off of my investments, right? But for you, man, like I said, you're not originally from Shreveport, Louisiana. We spoke about that, right? So do you want to just kind of give us an idea of who is Mark Racy?
Originally, I'm from Kansas City, Kansas. My mom worked for General Motors, all of her life, and her job transferred us to Shreveport. We had an option to go to it was either here or it was I think it was a Detroit. I forgot what other option it was, but she wanted to be closer here. She's only like 3 hours from her mom. Her mom is from Dumas, Arkansas. So she chose Shreveport, which was fine. It turned out to be a great opportunity for me, my mom, and my brother. So it worked out.
Hey, Mark, if you can hear me, okay, you disappeared for a second.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, right after you said it worked out, you disappeared, and then you came back. Knowing you all these years, man, has your brother ever lived in Shreveport?
He has. That's why I said it worked out for all of us. He came down and he decided to go to school to become a barber. And so he did barbering for 25 years down here. He went to the Votech down here in Shreveport and decided to become a barber.
Wait a minute. So hold up. I do know your brother. Wait a minute. I forgot.
Lorenzo Poncho.
I forgot y'all were brothers. I forgot about that. Lorenzo was my barber forever, man.
Yeah, he cut hair at Clark Grams forever.
Yeah. I'm 58, man. Hey.
That's okay. It's okay.
I'm doing good to know where I live sometimes. So, I have a GPS my own house. But look, so check this out, man. So you here in Shreveport. At what age?
I've been down here for about 25, 26 years now. Yeah.
So how often do you go back home?
I really don't. I got a daughter that lives in Kansas City, and I call her frequently, and she comes down, or I'll go up and speak to her and say hello. I might stay a couple of days and just come back home, come back to Shreveport now. Kansas City I guess Shreveport is my home now. I'm a native. I'm a Shreveporter.
Gotcha. Yeah. I get that. So since you mentioned you had a daughter, do you have you have at least a son, right?
I do. I got one son that's in college now. I got two kids that's in sixth grade. One goes to Evangel, and the other one goes to St. Mark's here in Shreveport.
Got you. Okay. See, I don't even think, as long as I've known you, I didn't know you had a daughter. I don't even know if we ever had. But we probably had that conversation. Because I bet you probably don't know about all of my daughters. I have 3 daughters, right? And most people know me. Just know about your son.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people know my daughter Adrian, because Adrian is she's a entrepreneur too, and she's been in business a long time, and she tax person, does business taxes, all of that kind of stuff. But she was also in the credit business, and she also helps people get funding now. Amongst, she's also an author now. She has a book out on Amazon right now.
She's here in Shreveport.
No, she's in Atlanta.
Okay.
None of not Jordan is the only one here in Shreveport.
That's right.
Everybody else is in either Atlanta or Michigan.
There you go.
Yeah. So check this out, man. You and I, we met at a place called North Louisiana Regional.
Oh yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, me and Mr. Freeman was talking about that the other day, and I told Freeman, I said, I think Mark was an MHT.
I was.
And yeah, because I remember the scrubs. That's all I remember, right? But
that's right. Yeah.
I found somehow, I don't know if you knew my mother before you knew me, right? Or vice versa.
I did. I knew who your mother was. I knew I knew I knew the properties that she had, but I didn't know that you and her were. I didn't know that she was your mother. I did. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, because I seemed like I remember.
I think it was a property on Lillian Street, right?
Yep. Because you bought the house next door. We was just talking about that. I still own that property, right? I still
really?
Yeah. I still have it, man. Got a tenant in it, everything. Yeah. So during the time at North Louisiana Regional, though, that's when I found out you were in real estate. And I think I found out through my mom, though.
That's right. Through your mother, Miss Brown. That's right. Yeah.
Because I was like highly impressed. I think I was either starting my first company or in the process of starting it. I don't know if once I met you, I had initially started, because I didn't start till 94, right? That's when I left the hospital and just went full, steam ahead with my own company. But prior to that, I think I tell you what it was, is my mom was talking about you because she had been trying to get me into real estate. And growing up under her in real estate, I wasn't excited about it, because that's been my whole life. Ever since I can remember, she's owned property, either commercial or residential or, whatever, right? And so I wasn't excited about it at first. Then she started telling me about this young man, and somehow I found out that it was the guy I worked with. So I don't know how all that played out. But then I started being envious, because you had, because I think when I met you, you were super young, brother. First of all, think about this here. I started my company at 27. And we just said that the difference between our age is roughly about 9 years, something like that. So just think out what your age was for me to be meeting you, and you already own property, is my point.
I was actually about, I guess I was about 21. And I had just, like I said, I just came to Louisiana. And there was a property on Frederick Street. And I had just bought my first house. They had back then a program called a non-qualifying assumption. The address was actually 3517 Mackey Lane. I was still at the hospital with you working, and I also worked up the street at Highland Hills Hospital. So this lady wanted to sell her house on 3517 Mackey Lane. It was like $5,700 down. I had 2 jobs. I still stayed at home with my mother, so I had the cash to buy the house. Okay. So after I gave her the $5,700 for a house, I think a month later, we did the closing. I moved in. I mean, here I am, 21 years old, and I got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. It ain't no big house, but it's mine. The house note's only like $600 a month. I think for the first 6 months, I paid like $1,000 a month. My mother was like, "Why are you paying all this money on this house? The house note ain't but $600 a month. You paying $1,000?" And so I just smiled at her. I already knew in the back of my head I had a plan. So I was just smiling at her and just saying, "Mama, just pay the note. Just pay the note. The house is in my name. I'm 21 years old. I don't know how to lick the envelope, stick it in the mail it to Colonial, So, you still got your mama with you. So I said, "Mama, just mail the note. pay my water bill, my electric bill too. Here go the money to pay it. So there was a house on Frederick Street, okay, in Queensboro, $6,000. I was like, Mama, I ain't got the whole $6,000 right now. So what you gonna do? She said, well, I ain't gonna help you because ain't nobody gonna live in that house and you ain't gonna get no $500, $600, $700 a month house. I said, okay. So I did the contract. It was $6,000. I think I had $4,000. So, I got the other $2,000 from my mom. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I got the money from my mom, closed the house. Everything's fine, going good. She said, well, ain't nobody gonna stay in this house for no $700 a month. I think within 2 or 3 months later, I had a renter. It was like $700 a month. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm thinking I'm on cloud 9 now, Lewis. I got one house and another house, and I really ain't got to pay my other house note because that house is paying for my house note. That makes sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, I wanted another house at this point. I ain't got no more money now, right?
Yeah.
I'm out of money. So, I got this money coming in. I'm working 2 jobs. So, the money's, I'm trying to save again, but I want this other house now, right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did, Lewis, I went to Bank One. It's Chase now, but I went to Bank One on Mansfield Road. And the guy asked me, he said, well, you're kind of young. I was like, yeah, I know. He said, well, I said, well, hold up. I'll call you right back. I left there and I went got my mama's information and I came back up there to him. And I said, well, now can you do it? He said, as long as your mother's aboard for all this stuff, she's got the credit. Yes, we can do what you want to do. So I put her name on my other house. It took probably, I guess it took 2 weeks. And then to get the funding for it, it took another 10, 15 days. They did it kind of quick back then. So what I did was put a mortgage on the house on Frederick that I had, right? And my mom was like, well, now you got all this money. What you gonna do? Well, Lewis, I want some more houses. So I bought some more houses. I bought 2 more houses. So now I got 4 houses. The one I live in, the one I bought on Frederick, and 2 more houses. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm really thinking I'm on cloud 9, not really knowing everything what I'm doing. I'm doing it just out off the top of my head, just doing it. So anyway, just say about 26, 27, I ended up like 15 houses. That's a lot of houses if you 26, 27 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it worked out pretty good for years with me. I think I probably had about 6 or 7 of them in Queensboro. I had some on Southern Avenue. I had some, I had them all over Shreveport Bossier for years. And I just kept going with it. And I was just a lucky guy to do that, I guess. Blessed. And I had my mom's support for years. We paid that loan off within 2 years. And from then I've been on my own with it.
But that's critical then that, because most people don't have their mother and a lot of times if they even got their mother, the mother don't have that type of credit. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have that support, right? But this is our question. At 20, 21 years old, prior to that, what made you say real estate? Like, did you run across because they used to have a bunch of infomercials or like what happened?
I really didn't. I just know that I didn't want to work for somebody I didn't want the average. I knew I wasn't the average person to get up in the morning to go to work from 9 to 5 every day. Nothing's wrong with that if that's what people do. But I just wasn't that guy to do that. I wanted more freedom with my life. And at this point, I still got it. I don't think I really I sold cars. And that was pretty much, you're kind of on your own when you do that too. But I'm just not that guy to go get up in the morning at 8 o'clock and gotta be at the job I just couldn't do that for somebody else. I'd rather do it for myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I had forgot you sold cars.
Oh, I sold you a car, Lewis.
I remember you had this Maxima, bro. I don't know, was you still selling cars then, but you had this Maxima when Maxima, was the car, at that point. And dude, what did I have? What did you sell me?
I think I sold you I want to say, I know all your cars are black. Was it a Mitsubishi?
I had a yeah,
Galant?
I had a black Mitsubishi Galant.
Yeah.
I had a No, that was a Suzu Rodeo, but it was black. I had two black rodeos back in the day.
I
But yeah, it
saw
was
you
the
the Galant,
Galant.
I think.
It
Yeah,
was
I
the
saw.
Galant.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because after the Galant, I think that's when I bought a black, whatever the name of that truck I just got rid of.
Oh, the Chevy Avalanche.
Avalanche. Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, bro, God, I forgot you sold cars. See, that's the thing about entrepreneurs, though, right? Like,
yeah.
man, if I start telling you my history, matter of fact, I was telling this guy, it's a gentleman here. Uh, 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 um, he has about 400. Well, last time I talked to him, he had about 450 houses, right?
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And he was the mentor. His name Mike Brock, right? And
Hmm.
Mike, he owned a lot of stuff, but I know he had about like 400 some houses, a bunch of commercial stuff. Man, he had a lot of stuff. Insurance company. But so he somehow he got to know me. I don't know how he got to know me, but he liked me. He was older than I was, and he just kind of took to me. And one day we were sitting in his office, man, and he said, like, you kind of like what I'm doing right now. Tell me about yourself. What do you come from? What happened? You know? And so I get to telling him this story. And he's like, there's no possible way you could have did all of that. Because I think in his mind, he was adding the years up one after the other. And he didn't understand that sometimes I was doing all of this at one time.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what you gotta
I
do.
had
Yeah.
three jobs at one time. When we were working at the hospital, I worked at the mall. I had a full-time job at the mall. I had a full-time job at the hospital, and I had a part-time job at an apartment complex, right? Because security was my thing back then, right? He didn't understand that. So when I'm like, I did 5 years here, 4 years here, he's thinking that's 9 years. I'm like, no, brother, that's at the same time.
That's the way you
So
do it. Yeah.
yeah. So okay, so we are in real estate. You had houses, you super young, and
I tell you what, with the houses, like you said about the Nissan Maxima, I bought the car. When I bought that car, I wanted a pair of rims and tires for the car. It's like, I want a set of wheels and tires for this car. And so I got to thinking, so I think R. Kelly was going to Dallas. And so I went to Dallas and I visited a couple of the vendors in Dallas. And it was like, what you going to call? I said, it's going to be called Shreveport Custom Rims. And I was like, you're going to hear from me again. And so when I got back from Dallas, I decided to go downtown, College Station, Louisiana, get the license, and open up a rim shop here in Shreveport. And I did. I did that for 20 years. So with the rim shop, it was kind of easy to get more property that way. And I did the rim shop for 19 years, 19.5, just say 20 years. I was right there on Jewell Avenue. 9 times out of 10, all the rims that you saw come around Shreveport, Bossier, Minden, Homer, all those surrounding cities, they came from right there at Shreveport Custom Rims, right there on 3703 Greenwood Road.
And look here, check this out. I got to tell you this quick story. And I told you this hour is going to eat up so fast because we only on question number 2 right now.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah.
And I bet you we 20 minutes in. I hadn't checked the clock.
You're fine. No
Check
problem.
this out, bro. 2 things. First of all, before you were selling rims, at some point, or you might have been doing both at the same time. You remember you had a shop on
Lakeshore.
Lakeshore.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you had like cell phones or something like that. First of all, you had converted this thing into a barbershop. Remember?
Yeah. The place I had on Lakeshore, it's now the church. It's right there next to the Family Dollar on Lakeshore. It's I had when you first come in to the right, it was a rim shop. When you just go steps behind, it was a barber and beauty shop. On the other side, it was clothes right there. Right behind the clothes, it was a lady selling other stuff, and it was, man, it was 5,000 square feet. I think the rent was like $5,500. The lecture was like $2,000 a month. But the way I engineered it and broke it down, literally out of my pocket per month, it was more of a, literally out of my pocket every month. It was more of a blessing because I didn't have to the barbershop, the beauty shop, the clothing store, the other lady, and the other person, they helped pay the rent in the store. So it worked out pretty good. I was there for 2 years. And then I decided to get the building on Jewella by myself, or Greenwood
Okay, now
Road.
check this out. This is where my story come in. I've told this story to a bunch of people in my life, except for you. Never told you this story. Do you remember? I don't know. Yeah, you probably do remember. Do you remember? I had a rim shop,
Oh,
right,
tell me. Uh-huh.
in South Park Mall, right,
Oh, that was yours?
in South Park Mall. Check this out.
Yeah.
I opened the rim shop because I kept coming around you, and you had the rim shop, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm coming around. I'm coming around you, and me and this young lady, Cheryl, we decided. Check this out, man. Entrepreneurs are amazing. We decided to open up a boutique rim shop. Our rim shop was like walking into a clothing store, except instead of trying on clothes, you would be trying rims on your vehicle.
Yeah.
We had this computer program that allowed you to pull your vehicle up and then put the wheels that you like on the car and give you an idea of what your car would look like with those wheels on, right? So we come in the game. Now, I know you remember this, spree wheels.
Oh, yes.
You were telling me about these spree wheels deals, right? We knew at the
Mhm.
game, man. We check this out, Mark. We so underfunded that we're, what I'm saying, we're drawing money from other places to try to fund this deal. We tried to make it as of a luxury type thing. Like I said, it was a boutique type thing. It was weird, but at the time it was a good idea, right? You were basically selling wheels. We were basically trying to sell this kind of lifestyle thing, and we were losing big time.
And I
And you
sold
were
wheels and
winning.
tires to major celebrities. You ever heard of Vicky Winans?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
She I think she bought 2 sets from me. And I mean, I tell you what, with her, I forgot where she lived at, but I met her through the church, Greenwood Acres Church, and she saw my vehicle, my wife's vehicle, and she wanted some wheels and tires immediately. So,
Mm-hmm.
and she wanted the spree wheels that you're talking about, the ones that spin, man. And I think we next date her wheels. We next date her wheels from distributor to me, and we next day her wheels from me to her, and I think she bought 2 sets for her vehicles. Um, I had a lot of people that when I say they wanted their wheels, I had a lot of customers. If they want their wheels the next day, it don't care where they are in the country, we got them there for them, and they
Check this
they
out,
did it.
Mark. This is a story that I got to tell you this story. You got to hear this from me personally. So we're failing over at this rim shop,
Mhm.
and you're still talking, on a regular basis. You winning. Not only are you winning, I'm seeing you winning because everybody in town is riding around with all these spinning wheels and all of the things that was the thing of that day, right?
Yeah.
We had this idea. We got with these companies, and we were like, we can buy the spree wheels, but we could get them for say like half of what you were getting them for, right? So
Mhm.
we had this idea. Well, we don't know what you was getting them for. We was looking at half of what you was selling them for, right? And in our mind, we thought we were going to be helping the consumer by just tacking on a small percentage, right? So let's just say, I'm just throwing out a number because I can't remember, but let's just say you were selling spree wheels for $15K, right?
Okay.
And we was getting them for say $6,500, $7,500, right? Maybe even a
Mhm.
little less than that. So what we would do is tack on, say, $1,000, right? I would say we already underfunded, right? So we tack on $1,000. We're thinking, okay, we can put spree wheels on somebody's vehicle and they can afford it, and they can still ride around here, and ride right next to somebody who's got the real spree wheel because they're gonna have them too, right? We just got them wholesale, or we got them where how they have like a little slightly damaged or whatever, but
Yeah.
maybe the eyes can't see it, but the manufacturer knows it's damaged, so they sell. So we had that situation set up, dude. We wasn't selling none, zero, right?
Mm.
We were selling wheels, but we were selling that, just the real, not, 300, 3,000, 4,000, 2,000, $1,500 thing. My mind kept on 15K, right? So I had this, I knew this guy. He was driving a Corvette. I was a Corvette fan. And so I made myself know him. I do that. I know how to put myself in front of people And it almost looked like we ran into each other, but I manufactured that meeting in my head, right? So
It's
we got to know
business.
each other. Yeah, we were super cool with each other, right? And he called me one day and he said to me, he was just straight up. And let's just say he was, I definitely ain't gonna put his business out there, but he wasn't doing business above board in the pharmaceutical world.
Okay. Okay.
You get me?
Okay.
So he tells me, but he was honest with me. He
Okay.
told me, he said, you know why you're failing, right? And Mark is winning. I said, no, I can't understand it, man. We're trying to help people who can't afford $15,000 wheels. You know, we're trying to get them the same wheel as Mark, but they can't afford to pay that much. So we thought we found a way. And he told me, he said, no, brother, the reason Mark is winning is because Mark is hitting them right where they want to be. They want to be able to tell somebody they paid $15,000 for a Reno. If they tell somebody I paid $7,000, the person they tell gonna say you lying. That ain't the real thing. You feel me? He was like, Mark know how to reach and find what people really want. He's like, our people are flashy. They want to brag about I spent this much money. So he said, you ever notice Mark had 2 Escalades? He said he could have had one, but you understand what he was doing when he had 2, and then he got these spree wells or whatever on both of them. What that's telling everybody in his line of work is they don't want their woman to be passing by Mark Place and see Mark's 2 Escalades. So now they gonna go buy Escalade, right? They want their friends to be like, hey, I'm balling just like Mark. So they gonna go to Mark and buy the free wheel to show Mark, dude, I can do it. I got the money too. So all the time you're enriching Mark because you want the streets to see you a certain way. He said, brother, you looking at it wrong. Mark has his hands on the pulse of the minds. You're looking at some kind of welfare situation where you want to try to give them something at a lower. They don't want nothing at a lower cost, right? They want
didn't at
the
that
high
time,
price
Louis.
stuff.
They did.
I ain't gonna say his name, but bro,
I know you're talking about. But what they were, the people want to be with the people, and I'm not boasting or bragging, but that shop and that other shop, Shreveport Custom Rims, could touch the people, and the people want to be there around us, and that's what we provide. We provide those people with exactly what they wanted. They knew if we didn't have it in stock, they knew they would get it the next day. We put that stuff on their cars and let them ride out the same day. We even had finance. If you could come in there, you want something you didn't have, we had financing. So we couldn't be missed, no way around. If the wheels didn't fit on your car had to be raised up, lifted up. We raised your car up right in there too. I mean, it was additional charge for it, but we made whatever desire you wanted for that car to happen, we did it there at that shop.
You know what was smart about
for those wheels and tires that go in that shop.
You bought.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It used to be like a Jiffy Lube or something like that.
That's right there by County Market. Yeah.
So it had all of the equipment to raise a car up and and do all of the things you needed to do.
I think on if you remember during what was it when Grambling played Southern, they had the games in New Orleans. I mean, every year for probably 8-9 years, we didn't leave out of that place till, I mean, sometimes 1 and 2 o'clock in the we worked hard because we had the customers wanted to get in their vehicles, get their wheel tires, and showcase their stuff in New Orleans at the Bayou Classic. We worked. I mean, tax season time, we may have we may have 15 cars to do every day for 3 months, 20 cars every day. They beat us there at the shop. They would leave the keys there. They would put tape on the door, keys under the door, wherever they did it. We had to work, man. We provided a good, clean service for Shreveport, Bossier, and surrounding cities for years.
So let me ask you. So with that company being profitable, I'm pretty sure, right?
It was very lucrative. That was a very lucrative business. What happened to that business was people got wind of Dallas, Traders Village. People got wind of when they go to Dallas and Traders Village, they did like a 1 to 3% markup on the product, and we couldn't survive that way. And today, I haven't really dealt with wheels and tires for a while now, but as far as Dallas going buying, I don't know what the percent of the markup is now, but it was very low a few years ago. So that's why I had to move on to different ventures.
And that's the interesting thing about entrepreneurs, man, because we all seem to have this story. Like with entrepreneurs, we're like, in my mind, I always picture things in my mind. We're like water, and they say water seeks its own level. In other words, no matter what happens over here, we're going to still find a way over here. And if it's something over here, we're going to find a way over here. We're going to constantly, like you literally can't stop us. The only thing can stop us is if we stop ourselves, right?
And if you're an entrepreneur, you want to keep that train going. I moved on from the wheels and tires. I still kept the real estate going forever. I'm still doing real estate to this day. I still got rental properties. As a matter of fact, I'm in school right now. I got to go to school tonight. I'm in school to get my full-fledged contractor license now.
Okay.
But real estate still in the back. Wheels and tires kind of stopped. From then, I also had a couple of trucks, some 18-wheelers, some dump trucks, some end dump trucks. I did that for years, and it was a very lucrative business too for a while.
You had a contract with the state government or the federal government? What was it? The I-49 project?
I-49 project. Yeah, I did that for years. When you drive on I-49, probably from the Shreveport area, probably to maybe 10 miles out, my trucks provide the services for it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
We did that. We put the dirt on the ground. We took the dirt out. We hauled it back in. We did that for literally 7 years.
So was it just for that project, or what? Okay, what say if you're not doing that now, why are you not doing that
now? Trucking business is a rough business. I mean, just say you got a truck. Just say I'm sure this is for today too. If you got a truck on the road, you could have a flat tire, and that tire is going to cost you a bit of $500-$600. One tire, you got 18 tires on that truck. One tire can cost you $500 to $700 to get fixed. Then you got the driver, then you got the fuel, and then you got the insurance. Trucking is tough. It's probably a good business to get into right now because it's kind of lucrative, except for the gas, the diesel's kind of high. But trucking is a good business, but trucking is a tough business. It's tough.
So when you were doing the trucking business, at what level did you have the most trucks? At what point, like did you start out with a bunch and then scale down, or did you start out small and scale up?
I started off with one truck, and before I got finished with it, at one time, I think I had 6 or 7 trucks at one time. I had one end dump, and I had several dump trucks, and it worked out pretty good. It worked out pretty good for years. The payroll was kind of stupid, crazy, but if the payroll is kind of stupid and crazy, and you're making some money. It worked out for years, and I still got 2 trucks. I even played with hauling logs. It worked out pretty good. But I just, in the back of my head, and I just always want to keep doing some real estate, I guess. So that's what I'm still doing, is real estate.
I got an upcoming interview with a young lady named Casey Cooper. If you think about it, you have time, look her up on Instagram. She owns a company called the Compass Circle, right? Her and I think a few other ladies. But what they do is they help people get federal and state contracts, all types of contracts, right? She is doing extremely well, right? Let's just say she's definitely 7 figures. I don't want to, talk too much of her business, but I'm extremely proud of her because 2 years ago, I don't think she was there, right? But she started off with dump trucks. And she was saying back then how hard it was. And then she's a female and she's very attractive. So she was like, man, it was extremely tough because men wasn't taking me serious, or trying to hit on her or trying to date her, and what I'm saying? So she was like, man, but you say you still have some trucks, me, entrepreneur, thought just popped up in my head.
And that's how it goes. It go from there. That's how it goes.
Yeah. But check this out. So, okay, once you finish with the trucks, At what point did you get into roofing between the trucks, or what came after that, or were you just real estate? And then when you got into roofing, what made you go to roofing?
Okay. All right. So where I live at, my house that I live in, the one I'm in right now, we had a storm here in Bossier, and I needed a roof. Everybody around me was getting roofs. And I was wondering, I was like, so I called my insurance company. I said, hey, can y'all come out and check my roof? They said, well, where you live at, blah, blah. They said, oh, we probably don't need to really come out, but we'll come out. So it came out instantly. They said, well, here's this. And when you get finished with it, call us back and we'll give you this. And so I said, okay, cool. So I called a couple of roofing companies, and immediately when I called them, I mean, it's like when I called one, just say I called, let me see, Light Bulb Roofing Company. So I called Light Bulb Roofing Company. I mean, this guy, when I told him where I live at, I mean, within 20 minutes, he was at my door. I'm like, damn, that was quick. So then I would call TV roofing company. Within 15 minutes, he was at my door. I'm like, this is just kind of crazy. So I said, well, let me try one more person. So I called Couch or Dryer Roofing. They were at my house within 20 minutes. I was like, something's got to be going on with this roofing stuff. These guys would show up in a brand new Chevy trucks, brand new Ford trucks. I'm like, something's going on with this roofing thing. Something got to be going on. And all of them would call me back and keep me on the phone, say, just go ahead, give me the first check, and we'll deal with later, a month later on. I'm like, something got to be going on with this roofing stuff. Something's got to be going on with this roofing stuff. So Lewis, there you go. The entrepreneurship kicked in me. I said, I'm going to see if I can do this stuff myself. And that's what I did. And I realized why those guys were coming around and calling me. And if I called them out why they got up to my house so quick and so fast, I figured it out. And so I've been doing roofing for like 8 years now, and I love it.
So you still doing roofing?
I do roofs. I did a roof yesterday. Yeah, I do a roof. If it wasn't raining today, I'd be doing a roof today.
Well, you know where I live, right?
I put the roof on your house.
For sure. And my friend Lisa too, right?
Lisa I sure did. I put the roof on her house.
But yeah, you definitely did me right. Hey, but I'm just saying, in my area, do you have a project coming up somewhere in this area?
I do. I just bought a piece of land. You probably seen my little sign. Have you seen it on Pines Road?
I seen one of your vehicles with your company, information on it on my street, and it was like on just some land. And I figured,
that's it. Yeah. That's the next project. Yeah. We just tore the trees down last week. One of my trailers was there. One of my guys keep coming and get it, taking it. But we're finna build one right there. I'll be out of school in a few more weeks, so I'm gonna be able to build it on my own, on SCR roofing licensed contractor on my own. So I'll build that house on my own. Yeah.
So you're a licensed roofing contractor, right?
Licensed and insured right now. Yes.
Insured. Okay. Yeah, definitely. And
318-218-5222 SCR roofing.
I was just picking that question. Okay. Hey, matter of fact, Mark, what about Instagram, Facebook, any of that stuff? Are you on any of that as far as advertising your business?
I do a little advertising on Facebook. I probably need to be on it with Instagram and all that other stuff, but I guess I'm just not knowledgeable of how to do that stuff with the other stuff out here to do. But I need to be on Instagram and all that other stuff, advertising my company. But just Facebook, I'll throw some pictures and stuff like that of what I do and show them how I do it on Facebook. But SCR Roofing, if you need a roof, call Mark Racy. Ain't no roof too big, too small, because we do them all.
Hey, brother, check this out. So, okay, now you're roofing, but you're in school right now to get a general contractor's license. Am I correct?
Exactly right.
Okay, so yes. I'm just filling in the blanks. So I'm assuming just as an entrepreneur, as you were doing roofs, you started thinking, right? Okay, I got the roof thing down, but at what point did you say I want to start building houses?
And I just figured, just like with the rim shop, it took me to a different level to continue to buy houses. With the roofing company, it's taking me to a different level where I can build houses. And I built one I built one in Shreveport, and that was the first one I built to sell, and it went pretty well. And so I said I probably need to go ahead and get my license to do this myself without having, to ask somebody to help me out with their license. So that's where I am right now. And so as a matter of fact, I don't know if you can see this, but I got school tonight.
Contract. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just a couple of, I go to school 2 days a week, and I'm doing this. A part of entrepreneurship. You got to keep it moving. And for me right now, I think I'm going to be content with doing roofs and building houses probably for the rest of my life, unless you come up with something else better for me to do.
And my brain is constantly moving, man.
Constantly thinking. Yeah.
It is never cobwebs growing in that thing, because while we're talking, when we're talking, I'm always like, okay, here's the piece of the puzzle. Here's something that I hadn't thought about. Here's something that I need to add on to, because I'm in class too,
You in school too?
Yeah. Yeah.
What you taking up?
Yeah, I'm taking a course. Are you familiar with something called foreign exchange or Forex?
I've heard. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So what I decided to do is, first of all, when I decided to get into a project or start something new, I like to do a lot of research on it, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm like I said, I'm 58, but at 58, man, I'm finding that there's not a lot of people in my age group that are savvy on the internet, as far as how to market themselves through TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all that. And I'm not 100%.
You're right. I just said that. You're exactly right.
Yeah, I have to learn.
You're exactly right.
I have to know this. Yeah. Right. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get to that. Well, like I joke about this here. I'm like, well, you could get to Dallas on a damn horse, but there's a such thing as an airplane now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we can keep doing business the way it's always been done, but man, the world is moving, brother. We dealing with cryptocurrency. We dealing with the metaverse. There's a thing called the Internet of Things that's coming, right? Matter of fact, we did a video about that a few days ago, but we got to go deeper because it's just too much to explain in 2 hours. You need about 6 hours of videos to break all of that down. So I said all that to say, my whole campaign right now is I'm creating I'm trying to create a community. And it's the initial is going to be starting saying #making money while I sleep.
Yeah, so, if you can do that, if you can teach, like you said, if you can teach my age group and your age group how to do the Instagram, the Facebook, and all the other stuff quicker, and that would help us, because I'm a little
Because see, I'm learning it, but like my son and my daughter. My youngest daughter, Charmaine is, man, she's killing it for us. She is. If I tell you, Charmaine, she definitely got that entrepreneur gene from me. That girl, man, 2 years ago, I don't know what she was doing, but I think she was struggling. 2 years later, she's got this company that's exploding. Brother, she's getting customers out of the country now, but she's all over the country.
Wow.
She has a company called Pretty Little Things. And she does a lot of, her name is Charmaine Gonzalez now, because she just got married. But if you pull her up on Facebook, and she's on Instagram and all that, but definitely on Facebook, she's always showing you these products. She creates stuff almost daily, right? So I spoke to Charmaine the other day, and I was like, look, I need you to help me with this #making money while I sleep. We're going to create a community that's what we're doing. We're making money literally while we sleep. So to go back to the question about the Forex, the reason I decided to go into the foreign exchange trading, because what I want to do is become a full-time 100% investor. That's all I do, is invest in the stock market, invest in the crypto market, invest in day trading, options trading, all of that. So Forex is another way to make money while you sleep. I literally have a computer right next to me right now. I bought this computer just for Forex trading, and I'm on a trade right now. And probably trade the market closes at 5. Well, probably before the end of the day, I've made money trading. And that's what I mean, literally making money while you sleep, right? I want to create a bunch of streams of income like that, So for the Forex market, the crypto market, I'm about to do some major things in day trading the crypto market instead of just long-term holding crypto market. Long-term holding crypto. I want to do some day trading, so I'm looking for a lot of things where I literally will be making money while me and you sitting here talking. That's kind of my thing. Now I'm still in real estate.
Yeah, that's what a true entrepreneur do. Yeah.
I'm still in real estate, and I'm always open for new things. You know what I'm saying? Especially now since I have a lot of free time. I stopped working almost 2 years ago now, so I literally just live off of investments, right? But I'm open for a bunch of stuff. Like I would definitely love for you to know Casey Cooper. I think both of y'all heads together, bro. And I'd like to be tied in there somewhere. That's another thing I've learned. I watched this podcast called Social Proof. Young brother named David Shands. If you get a chance, check him out. David Shands is somebody everybody in the entrepreneur world needs to know. He really is. I mean, he has really blown up in the last couple of years. But I noticed when he's interviewing people, David Shands has no problem saying, "Hey, man, can I be part of your network? Can I be part of some of the circles that you're in? Because that's the one thing that we don't have. I notice here in our city is when you go outside our city and people who I know outside our city, it's a lot of connections and doing things together. Here, it's not like that, right? It's all every man for themselves here.
Yeah, it's a little jealousy and envy here, but it needs to stop. We need to come together and help each other. If we did that, it would go a lot further.
But let me ask you a question, and you don't have to answer this either. We also I have an editor, right? So anything in this video that say you want to pull out or whatever, like when he edits it, he'll send the original without it being tampered with, and then he'll send the edit version. Because the edit version is probably going to be condensed to where it can go on YouTube, with no problems, right? But this is just something that's in my head, because I know I'm not the only person who has noticed this. But have you noticed, or have you? I mean, because this is also going to be a question where you're going to be like, "Am I being arrogant if I say this?" Right? So I'm prepping you before I say it, right? But brother, I'm just being honest with you. You're known to be you're known for money. You understand? Like your name is synonymous with success. You understand what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you done had some things that were not successful, because as an entrepreneur, we always dive into stuff, and if it don't work, we may retool it, or we may do something different. But you had a lot of success.
And no boss, if you ain't no boss, yeah.
And in the circles that I'm in, because I deal with a bunch of bankers, especially when I was working, doing my daily working, right? I don't work with bankers as much, but I will have a bunch of bankers on this podcast, because they want to, like I think we talked about Tia the other day. I think we mentioned Tia Franklin, right?
Oh yeah.
Lakeisha Russell is supposed to be on Tony Tyner. I don't know if you know Regan Wooten, but Regan will be here. Adam Johnston, I'm trying to get him on here. He's the move way up with First Guarantee Bank, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing some people because it's a bunch of them.
Yeah, but Keisha Russell she's a diamond. Yes.
Yeah, and Keisha's definitely gonna do it. Matter of fact, I think at some point me and Keisha will probably be doing something together, because she mentioned that the last time we talked, we should kind of do some together,
collaboration together.
Yeah. So, as a matter of fact, and Keisha's in the real estate now, as far as rehab and and doing that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure maybe in this city, I might be known. If you mention my name, I probably am known as a person who just right off the rip as the credit guy, somebody who is instrumental in helping people, get money from the banks, buy they dream home through, helping them get their credit straight. Because for years I did that for years, about 7, almost 8 years, right? And got really good at it. So if somebody, asked, I made my name would pop up in that circle. I can't think, well, in real estate, yeah, definitely pop up in real estate too. But what I'm just saying is your name, like you're not known for failure. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're known for success. And let me just say this here. I'm like, because I like to give people their props. As I get older, I guess as you get closer to, the golden age or whatever, you get wiser, right? So as I get older, I'm like, I don't want to get to be no old man and have regrets and say, man, I wish I would have said this when I could have said this, right? So I just give people their props. I'm just saying for me, when I hear your name, it's always in reference to success. It's always in reference to finance, right? And the circles that I'm in, you almost can't help it because I'm always dealing with that, right? For you, how do you see yourself? Now I put it that way. How do you think people see you?
Well, I really hope people would see me and say, what he touches does turn to gold, and he does. I think I am a very successful young man at this point, and I'm that person that if someone reaches out or asks me how to or what to, I think I would help them too, because you can't go too far in life without helping somebody. So I'm okay with helping somebody if they ask me, and I appreciate you for bringing me on here because I hope this message gets out, and I hope my story helps, or I hope my testimony helps another person to get where they're trying to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I like I've heard this term called pocket watching. It's another young man I'm highly impressed with. What's his name? He owns this company called Billy Carson. Billy Carson is another young brother, man. He's on his way. He said he's trying to become a part of the Billy Club, being the billionaire club, and he's on his way. He's definitely on his way. And I bought stock in his company.
If he says it, if he says it, then he probably is on his way, and I hope he gets it. I hope he makes it because I want him to. I don't even know him, but I still want him to make it.
Yeah, he is somebody to know. I do listen to him. I follow him, and Billy is probably maybe in his 40s, somewhere in there. He's definitely not 50, I don't think. But successful, highly successful young man, highly successful. But he has this term called pocket watching, right? That means, in his definition is somebody who's watching somebody else's pockets. You know what I'm saying? And who's saying, just guesstimating what somebody else is doing, right? Financially, how they're doing financially. Well, you know that if somebody is discussing you, they're not, first of all, unless they're a banker, they have no real idea of what your net worth or whatever is. But I'm just saying from me outside looking in, I think people do see success when your name pops up, right? Matter of fact, I'll tell you this. Like I said, without pocket watching, so I can't really say this for a fact, but I've only had about maybe 4 or 5 interviews. And I'm willing to say you're probably the most by far successful person I've interviewed so far. Right?
Well, thank you.
So, and check this out, bro. I'm not doing the podcast. You know how people be like doing the podcast and saying all the nice stuff because it sounds good. That's just not how I function, right? If you know me, you know if I say it, I mean it. If I'm not saying it, I mean that too. You know what I'm saying? So I say what I mean. But this is one thing I want to touch on because before we get out of here, one of the things I've noticed watching you over the years, well, it's 2 things I want to touch on. Actually, 3 things. Let me leave that last one. And the last one was about your attitude, because there's something about your attitude I've noticed, right? So I'm pretty sure I'll forget that. But if you remember, the last question will be about your attitude. Do you remember you and I owning a mortgage company?
I do, Lewis. It was me, you, and a lady named Tamara. I do. We did. I do.
The young lady. Yeah, I forgot about her. Yeah, I can't remember her name, but I see her face. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, when you dig into an entrepreneur's past, you know, like, I'm pretty sure don't nobody probably remember. I own a convenience store. I own a pool hall, a video, what do you call it? Like video game store.
You own your own real estate. You own your own security company.
Yep. It's a bunch of stuff. It's a bunch of stuff. Man, people. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't know. I did business with Amazon. Sold products online, and all of this, all of the Amazon thing, this Forex thing, and all of this latest thing, all of it came from. I had a friend who was a billionaire who died. Right. He was an elderly white guy, and he, for some reason, he liked me, and he kind of took me under his wing and just gave me the game, right? But one of the last things we talked about, and seriously, is I said, man, I said, I just need advice. I said, I think I've gotten to a level, and I don't know where else to go from here. I don't know what I was in the credit business, and I was doing well in there. Still in real estate, always in real estate, but I was doing something else. But he said, I said, can you just think of anything? I just, just give me some advice. And he said, Lewis, you need to learn how to make money while you sleep. And it was weird because as he got older and he got sick, and I brought that up to him because I went to him one day and I said, I just want to thank you for putting that thought in my head, because now you set me on a course. Because if a billionaire tells me something, I'm going to listen, right? He's not a billionaire for nothing, right?
That's right.
And so he set me on the Make Money While I Sleep course, and he died in 2020. And so ever since then, I've been working on this thing, and it's just gotten to hashtag Make Money While I Sleep. And we're creating these T-shirts, ball caps, the little rubber wristbands. And what we want to do is create a community of people who share information with each other, maybe partner with each other in certain projects. You know what I'm saying? Because, we cannot go forever, individually. We can, but I just think we'll be a lot more profitable if we learn how to team up with people, and I think
the term that you just mentioned is, and this may sound kind of crazy to you, but we are stronger together than we are apart. Mm-hmm. Me and your mind together, me, you, and whoever else mind, we can make more money together, and we can be stronger together than we are apart.
Exactly.
Do you understand that?
Yeah. I truly understand that. Hey, I don't know if you can hear me. You froze on the screen. That's fine, because like I say, the editor will deal with all of that.
Can you hear me? Are you there, Lewis?
You're back now. I see.
Okay. We are much stronger together as we are. We're stronger together. And we can, if I hate to say Black people, but if we can get together, if 10 of us can get together and say, hey, this is what we're going to do, and we got to hit this goal once a week or once a day, we got to get out there and do this together. It's going to be easier for us 10 to get together to do this instead of me or you or I to do it individually. Does that make sense to you?
Makes a lot of sense to me. Makes all sense in the world.
That's how it goes.
This is something that I try to promote. And I have an issue in a positive way with time, right? Like, I always respect people's time. So I'm never late, right? Never late for nothing. If I plan it, if I tell you I'm gonna call you at 12:30, more than likely I'm probably sitting by the phone at 12:05 waiting on 12:30, right? I had something I needed to do, but once me and you talked and we set a time today, I could have rushed out there and did it and probably made it back in time. But I was like, why take that chance?
Why take the chance?
Because what if I get out there and have a flat? I don't want to call you and say, hey, man, I'm running late. That's just not how I function. But I notice most of the people who I'm around function as if late is okay. For me, late is not okay, because for me, late is telling me you don't respect my time. Like
That's
as if
right.
I don't have other things to do besides sit here and wait on you. You
And that's
understand what I'm
not
saying?
true. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I noticed when I was in the room, when I was sitting in the room with those millionaires and billionaires, I never seen none of them late. I was
They're
always
not going to be
early.
late. They're
Yeah,
not going to
because
be
number
late.
one, it was
Yeah.
real money they were talking about. You know, they were dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars and buying casinos and stuff, right? But they would allow me to sit in there and just absorb that what it's like to be around there. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have
Yep.
the mind to even understand how do I get myself attached to a project, right? Like I do now. So uh what I'm saying is if we could ever get a and I think it would have to start out super small, you know what I'm saying, and build, because just the way people's mind work, they operate off of let me see what you do first kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's the small man mentality, what you just said. But again, going back to what I said to you a minute ago, we're stronger together than we are apart. If we can put our minds together and make this thing happen better, your other thing that you're talking about, sleeping at night, making money, I would love to be a part of it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to create a real movement, right? I mean, who doesn't want to make money while they sleep?
That's why I say I would love to be a part of it. And like you said earlier, if somebody said I can be a part of something, just get a percentage of it. Let them, if they can help you, help it, let it happen, make it happen. That's what it's about. Helping people make stuff happen. So yeah.
Well, I'm definitely gonna keep you informed of what I'm doing, and and like I say, you'll start seeing, like I say, the Instagram stuff, and all of this is new. That's the other thing for me is I want to show people in our age bracket that, man, hey, you don't have to just settle for whatever you at. You can start something new today. You know what I'm saying? Until they throw dirt on me, I'm gonna keep moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit still. I'm not gonna, even if I was making millions a month, I still would be moving. I'm not gonna stop, right? Like, because for me, this is my fun. This is what I enjoy, creating something out of nothing. I said the man gave me the idea of making money while you sleep. He later on forgot he gave it to me. I reminded him. He's like, I don't think I told you that. I'm like, yeah, you told me that, but it's in my head now. It don't matter now. But he might not understand. He might have created something major. You understand? Because what I'm talking about is having different income streams that make money while you sleep. And off air, I'll tell you about some stuff I got working on. I'm working on
I
that
would love to hear it.
literally
Yeah.
makes money almost 24 hours a day, because the market is not open 24 hours a day. If it was, this would make money 24 hours a day. Small
They shut
increment,
down at 5
but it
o'clock.
compounds. So yeah. So the other thing, like I said, and I know you got things to do, so I can't hold you forever, brother. But the other thing I wanted to discuss super quick is we decided to be, what would you call that when you bring in talent from when we brought in the comedians? We had a comedy show.
Oh,
When
Lewis,
we
yeah, you
producers,
remember
what
J.
was
Anthony
that?
Brown? Yeah, it was me,
Myra
you, and
J.
Freeman. We brought in
and
J. Anthony Brown. It was J. Anthony Brown, and what's the other girl that we
Myra J, I believe was her name. All of us on the Tom Joyner Morning Show.
they were,
And I
yeah,
believe it was some
Jay
lady
and
named Miss
Sybil.
something.
Was it Sybil? I forgot.
It was Miss somebody. Her name was Miss something, but they were all on Tom Joyner. Matter of fact, I got my computer sitting in front of me, so I could probably Google it real quick. But in there, you remember I told you the other day, I learned a lesson in that thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I learned, and like I say, as I'm at this age now, I'm able to admit when I make a mistake. You understand? What I learned from that was you were looking at the big picture and I was looking at the little picture, right? Even though you're a lot younger than me, you still saw the big picture better than me. Matter of fact, and me and you and Freeman were part of that, right?
That's
And me and
right.
Freeman were just laughing about it. We had a whole laugh about it yesterday. I think the lady name was Miss Dupree. I believe that was her name. Myra J, Miss Dupree, and J Anthony Brown, right?
And
But
I think we had more of a fun time than Shreveport Bush. I was just
yeah,
excited we did that. Yeah. I
yeah,
don't even
yeah.
know who I knew that was.
And that's what it is about entrepreneurship. I mean, especially you just do things. Like I like the fact I like working with people who are just not scared to venture out and do something. even if you lose, even if it doesn't go right.
Even if you lose, we still won because we're
Yeah,
sitting back talking about it right now.
exactly. And like I said, and I learned from that. See, that's the other thing. If you lose, what did you learn? That's the question, right? So you don't make that mistake again. What was your
That's
lesson?
right.
Okay, now
That's
let me
right.
tell you this here. This is the last one, and I did remember it. Okay, and believe it or not, we actually did touch on everything I got listed. Yep, we sure did. Okay, but check this out. One of the things, and I don't know if you're aware of this, and this could just be second nature. This is just how you function. But you've always around me. You've always had this way about you where for me, like I don't know for a fact. I'm just telling you what I see. But you've always had this it'll work itself out kind of attitude. Like in other words, like when somebody else is the alarm, they got the 10, what they call it, the fire alarm going off in their head. Oh man, this is the end of the world. And you're like, yeah, no, it'll be all right.
That's
And
right,
they're like,
Liz.
what you mean it'll be all right? Like, how do
It's
you say that? And I've
I
noticed
look
that
at
about you from
I look at life like this. Whatever it is, it's gonna be all right. I mean, I don't care how big that fire is, I don't care how dark it is that day, how ugly it is, it's gonna be all right. If it's meant for you, it's gonna be okay. If you want to get out there and get it, if you want to get out there, it's raining today. I want to. I know I want to be doing some roofs today. I know I do.
yeah,
So God says it's gonna rain today, Mark. Sit down. You can't do no roof today. So tomorrow I'm gonna do too. So whatever it is, it's gonna be all right. That's just how it
yeah.
is. I mean, what else can you
So
do? You can't stop. I couldn't put no umbrellas over my guys' heads and say, let's get this roof today. Let's do it. But we got 2 lined up for tomorrow. So you got to get it. And it's going to be all right, no matter what it is. Have a good attitude, smile, and it's going to be all right.
man, I just incorporated that into my life, say within the last 5 years, 5, 6, 7 years, somewhere in there, maybe 5 years. And I started operating off of this positive attitude thing, right? Like I'll talk to people because I think at some point I'm gonna even be a life coach. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think in order to be this life coach, you had to have experienced a lot of stuff. And I've experienced a lot of things, so I can definitely tell people what not to do. You know what I'm saying? I can tell them what to do, but I can also guide you on what not to do. Right. And so I talk to people because people, that's weird, man. Over the years, people call me for advice all the time. And it can be anything from spirituality to business. It's usually business, about 80% business, then maybe 10% spirituality, right? And then whatever, just a life, my wife might lead me kind of thing. But they'll call me young and old, and they'll say stuff like, man, you're the only person that I can call and tell this to who I know I'll get the right answer from, and it'll be honest. And I started hearing that. First I wasn't hearing it. And now lately I'm like, oh, okay, people are saying that a lot, right? So so I picked up on that positive attitude thing, and I really live that now. So I give you an example. You can't tell me nothing negative that I can't show you the positive in. You know
I
what I'm
feel
saying?
I hate to say this, but amen. I agree. Your
Yeah, I
attitude,
mean, you can say, hey man, they blowing up. What they blowing up at over there? Russia blowing up. What's that?
Ukraine.
Ukraine. You can say, man, they blowing up Ukraine. I'll be like, but they're not blowing up Streetport. Like, oh
That's right.
wow, yeah, man, my mama died. How long was you with your mama? She was 89. I'm 52. Okay, so you had 52 wonderful years with your mama. Some
Yeah.
people
They
died.
didn't
Mama
have
died
2
when they
years.
was a baby.
That's so you got. I love that. You got to look at life of what it's dealing for you. You got to turn them lemons into lemonade. You got to.
Bro,
No
I
matter what it
see this
is, you
here.
got to look and say positive things about everything. Because I mean, you can't sit up and moan and groan about the rain today and say, "Oh, it rained today. We didn't get no roofs done, so we ain't gonna do nothing tomorrow because it's gonna might rain." You can't look at life like that because you can't go forward. You got
Check
to
this
turn
out.
them lemons into lemonades, whatever you do.
You say it rained today, right? Then
Yep,
I say, okay, so, but then they gave you the opportunity to do this podcast. Now,
that's
can
right.
you imagine how many people gonna hear Mark Race's story now that you had a chance to sit down and be still for a minute, right? Without having to say, well, I got to get over here to this roof. My people get off at this time. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got that on your mind right now. So you can just be yourself for a minute, get all of this information out. Then once I put it out to the world, it's getting out to the world. It ain't just getting out to Lewis Brown's friends. You know what I'm saying? It's getting out to the friends of the friends of the friends of the friends. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in Alaska will see this video. Probably somebody in Ukraine will see this video. They got to do right now.
Yeah, we may go to, but we ain't gonna go to Ukraine, dude. But we'll go to Alaska, dude. But we ain't gonna go to Ukraine.
Yeah, no. We ain't no tours in Ukraine right about now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
They on lockdown like we was during COVID.
Yeah, they on lockdown. So
they on their lockdown.
But we'll go to Alaska.
Hey, I don't get into politics, man. Because I found out that can get you in a lot of trouble on the internet.
Oh yeah.
So I just look. I deal with entrepreneurship, and I let Putin them deal with all of that they got going over there.
Yeah,
but
we're
hey,
neutral with that.
This is what I'd like for you to do, if you don't mind. Once we get this out into the world, there's going to be some inquiries. People going to want to know Mark Racy who don't know Mark Racy. I think that we can do what David Shands and that group are doing up in Atlanta, is build something, but I think what it has to start with is trust. For me, because I'm not a person who distrusts. I don't distrust people, even if I don't know them. I don't just automatically distrust you. I might have did it a long time ago, but now I don't do that. I let a person show me who they are, right? And so what I try to do is create a situation where, it's a positive situation and we can financially benefit from whatever it is. But the way, and I have to give Freeman the credit for this statement. Freeman used to always say, as long as your paperwork's together, you don't have no problems. He said, the problem is we never have our paperwork together and we go in shaking hands and doing business that way. I know you, so I'm gonna do business with you. No, have your contracts together where everybody knows their role. And when they do whatever they're supposed to do, this is how they're rewarded. If they don't do what they're supposed to do, this is the action. And that way, it ain't like I'm personally attacking you. You're just not doing what we agreed to in this contract. And I agree. That's why I think other groups of people can get along, because you don't have to like a person to do business with them. And if you like a person, that doesn't mean that you're going to do business outside of any other way except how business is done. So I just see Atlanta, man. They doing some major stuff in Atlanta. And like I said, I'm gonna mention David Shands again, because I mean that man, I'm really, if you get a chance, bro, Social Proof Podcast. Anything we just talked about, he's already interviewed people who showed you from the ground to multi-millions how they started this thing. You know what I'm saying? I just think we need a lot more millionaires in this city, right? And I think, we can start with right here, right now. That hashtag making money while I sleep, that's, I see that becoming something. Matter of fact, Freeman told me this too. I got to give Freeman his props, because I actually got to interview him, I think, today. We're working on a time right now. But Freeman also said, man, he said, this thing you're doing with this podcast, Lewis, he said, you be careful. He said, because I believe this thing is going to blow up really, really fast, and you just better be ready. I'm like, brother, I don't go to work every day. All I do is sit around and think of new things to do, and new ventures to get into. I can handle it. But so hey, I'm ready, bro. Like I said, I'm a talker. I talk way too much. But I just appreciate, man, you coming on.
Oh yeah.
And I'd like for you to come back. That's what I wanted to say. I want you to give us updates of projects. And
I'll be back anytime. I don't mind.
Yeah. So look, and maybe, hey, let's build a house together, man.
Yeah, that's cool. We can get together anytime you want. I don't mind. I enjoyed this. Let me give a shout out to my company name and phone number again on thing. It's SCR Roofing. It's 318-218-5222. The estimates are free, and we are licensed, and we are insured through the state of Louisiana.
is there a particular email address you want to give out?
It's real simple. It's M. I lose you, Lewis.
Yeah.
Lewis.
Your
It's
audio
going
went
out.
out.
Yeah. Okay. It's 318-218-5222. It's SCR Roofing. It's m.racy@aol.com.
And your have you thought of a name for your new company as far as the building side?
I just keep everything SCR Roofing. I mean SCR. That's what it started off with. So I just keep everything SCR. To be honest with you, the original thing is Shreveport Custom Rims. I just keep everything SCR. I'm gonna keep it SCR. It's gonna be SCR. Yeah. Yeah. That's what
I
it is
got
on
my
insurance.
companies like that. Mine is ABMI. Yeah, everything I do pretty much is ABMI, and there's a reason behind it. Yeah,
that's the reason behind it. Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, look, man. Look like you got the roof open, ready to. It's the sun out over here, so hey,
I gotta
get busy. So hey, man, you have a great day, brother. I'm gonna be in touch with you, and as soon as we get this edited and everything, I'll shoot it to you, and we'll work on, get some other stuff. I'll keep you updated on Making Money While I Sleep project.
I'm looking forward to hearing more about that.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna shut it down.
Thanks, Lewis.
All right. Talk to you later, bro. Later.
Bye.